Once hailed as the prodigious young force behind Discovery's gold rush, Parker Schnabel's astonishing journey from teenage mining phenom to a disgraced figure in environmental infamy has taken a stunning and tragic turn. After years of commanding some of the most ambitious gold mining operations in the Yukon and turning millions of dollars in profit, Parker now finds himself behind bars, sentenced to life imprisonment with no possibility of parole. His once celebrated legacy lies in tatters, buried beneath the weight of one of the most catastrophic environmental violations in modern mining history. The same Parker Schnabel, who invested his college fund to pursue mining, who extracted over $13 million in gold before he turned 25, who transformed raw grit into reality television gold, is now at the center of a national scandal. During season 14 alone, Parker's crew produced $24 million worth of gold, but now the fortune he earned from the latest season, an estimated $16 million, is frozen under federal seizure orders. His boldest venture yet, Dominion Creek, is currently under investigation, and his public image, once built on hard work and legacy, has been dismantled. Heading into season 15, Parker's ambitions were sky high. His goal? Unearthed 10,000 ounces of gold, valued at over $26 million. In pursuit of this milestone, he risked everything. He spent $2.5 million acquiring two high-risk but potentially lucrative sites, Gold Run and Sulphur Creek. These claims, while rich in gold, were infamous for their environmental instability. Parker initiated the largest haul in gold rush history, relocating his massive wash plant, Bob, over 25 miles in a risky 10-hour window to begin operations. At first, the payoff was promising. Within days, Bob brought in nearly $766,000 in gold. Combined with Roxanne, another wash plant, Parker's team surpassed 6,000 ounces, an impressive feat. However, the good fortune masked deeper issues. Big Red, Parker's most dependable wash plant for 12 seasons, failed. More concerning was his decision to bypass several key environmental protocols during a hurried land acquisition deal. Once ground was broken at Sulphur Creek, the alarms were raised. Environmental regulators began noticing discrepancies, missing paperwork, irregular permit filings, and disturbing reports about buried fuel tanks on site. These red flags culminated in an unannounced inspection, followed by federal subpoenas. What seemed like minor compliance issues quickly escalated into a full-blown criminal investigation. Parker was accused of several serious environmental violations. Among the charges, illegal dredging, tampering with protected waterways, and failure to dispose of hazardous materials. What made these violations particularly egregious was the scale. Over 68 documented infractions were listed, including $3.1 million in unauthorized site modifications and more than 8,000 gallons of missing hydraulic fluid. Prosecutors claim Parker acted with deliberate disregard for the law in his drive to meet the 10,000-ounce target. Courtroom evidence revealed emails in which Parker instructed his team to disregard environmental regulations in favor of production deadlines. Even more damning was the allegation that inspection reports had been doctored, with forged signatures from subcontractors, claims backed by internal documents. A key moment in the trial came when a former crew member testified that Parker had been warned multiple times about the legal ramifications of his decisions, but chose to proceed regardless. At that point, the case transformed from a question of negligence to one of intent. Prosecutors painted Parker as a man obsessed with his legacy and blinded by ambition, willing to cut corners and endanger protected ecosystems. Obstruction charges sealed his fate. The court found Parker's actions constituted one of the most damaging breaches of environmental law in Yukon's mining history. Yet in a strange twist, there was no public arrest, no press conference, no mugshot. Parker simply disappeared from the spotlight. Speculation ran wild. Was he in negotiations? Hiding? Few answers emerged. This sudden fall from grace shocked fans and peers alike. Parker Schnabel wasn't known for arrogance or flash. Despite his success, over $24 million in a single season, He lived modestly, reportedly couch surfing across LA, Mexico, and the Bahamas. He once joked about sleeping on friends' couches rather than purchasing a luxury home. His simple cabin in Alaska, built in 2015, reflected his minimalist values. He went all in. His team averaged 4 million yards per season. Every delay became critical. Every equipment breakdown had consequences. Yet Parker continued expanding. He inked a deal with Metallic Minerals for rights to mine Australia Creek and greenlit a massive 400-hole drilling project. Dominion wasn't just another claim, it was the heart of his global gold empire. But such expansion brought tension. Parker's crew operated under relentless pressure. Tyson Lee, Mitch Blaschke, and others bore the brunt of an operation that rarely paused. Parker's interactions with longtime colleagues like Rick Ness and Tony Beats dwindled. Once marked by lively disputes and mentor-mentee moments, these relationships faded. Parker had gone independent, his own ground, his own rules. Recognition came even as the legal noose tightened. In 2022, Parker received the prestigious Robert E. Leckie Award from the Yukon government for environmental stewardship. A bitter irony considering the accusations that would later surface. How could a man once celebrated for conservation end up condemned for environmental destruction? Off camera, Parker remained a paradox. Despite estimated net worth figures between $8 to $10 million by 2024, his lifestyle remained unassuming. Rumors of a $950,000 mansion were denied. He preferred extreme hobbies, kiteboarding, snow biking, and high-altitude mining expeditions in places like Papua New Guinea and the Andes, where he once battled altitude sickness at 16,000 feet. Reports suggest his combined earnings from mining, merchandise, and TV appearances topped $4 million annually. But again, for Parker, the true prize wasn't wealth, it was legacy, continuing the story his grandfather began, honoring his crew and leaving a mark. That dream, however, now stands shattered. With Dominion operations frozen and Parker imprisoned, investors are left reeling. Fans ask, can Parker ever return from this? Was this the inevitable result of a high-pressure, high-stakes life? Or was there truly a darker side beneath his hardworking image? That's what makes Parker's downfall so devastating. Season 15 was meant to be a career-defining chapter. Instead, it became his undoing. Dominion Creek, his most audacious purchase at $15 million, was the epicenter of the collapse. The gold was deep, over 40 feet beneath the surface, and the permit for water use had a strict 6-year window. To extract 80,000 ounces of gold, worth roughly $160 million, Parker needed to move over 30 million bank yards of material. Parker Schnabel's trajectory in the mining world is a testament to what determination, innovation, and a commitment to responsible practices can achieve. While the path is fraught with challenges, his story illustrates the potential for positive impact when ambition is tempered with accountability. As the mining industry continues to face scrutiny and calls for sustainable practices, leaders like Parker will be instrumental in driving meaningful change and setting new standards for excellence. Like, share, and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.